So you're here because you want to earn more money in your business, build real love and connection in your relationships, and feel fully alive again. And the way you do that is not by working harder. It's by syncing your inner business with your outer business. And you can do that in 90 days using the signal code. But today we're going to talk about something and our talking today is when your mother complex takes over and you forget who you're in charge of, or you forget you're in charge of you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's how we overcare and how we emotionally overfunction. And we misplace responsibility with almost this sense of clarity and leadership, right?
Yeah.
We've been nurturing humans for so long, and now we're going to go run a business. And it's like, okay, we almost still wear that persona or that identity of the nurturer, who we were for our families, and then we translate it into our business. And that's not helpful
Yeah.
because, it's like we know that feeling, right? When everybody around you needs something from you, when it's your clients or your team or your partner, and you just keep giving and giving and giving and managing and managing and managing and holding it all together, right?
Yeah.
So that's really what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's as though you're running down all these different roads, but they don't lead to you. They lead to serving others. And we get a lot of our identity out of this mother complex because she likes to feel like she has value. She likes to feel like she's doing things. And I think so much of this comes from really what we've been told it means to be in this energetic of mothering as
Yeah,
well.
and you nailed it right there. That's where a lot of, and I'm just going to say it, a lot of women get their worth and get their value because we are the ones in general, I'm speaking generally here, we're the ones in the homes that are making it cozy and nurturing and, just we have this sense about us, biologically. We just have this biological aspect of us. And so when it comes to running a business, if we get confused and our mother complex is running our business, we're going to start managing instead of leading.
Mm,
We're going to feel more like the emotional caretaker than the visionary, right? We're
yeah.
going to give clarity to others, but maybe struggle to find our own clarity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think another point as well is that also we may still be trying to run all these other systems and doing our business. So the minute somebody over here pings us or texts us and we're in the middle of our job, we're driving over there to take a look at that. So in effect, we're kind of bringing all those people into our business, right? And it distracts us from the work at hand. It doesn't mean you have to totally compartmentalize your life. It just means you need to be aware of, do you have a bunch of other people reaching out to you in that mom element that is impeding your growth in your business?
exactly. And we've got to speak to, I mean, this is a societal thing. This is a culture thing. We've been told that you're a bad woman or a bad mom if you don't do X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
If you're not being the nurturer, then something's wrong with you.
Hmm.
So it's not our fault. It's just that this is kind of a societal thing. And I know that, the younger crowd, they're all boss babes and, they're like owning it,
Yep.
and all that. And then at the same time, they're coming into their own where some of them, their biological clock is ticking, and they're like, maybe I don't want to be the boss babe anymore. But
Right.
so there is this like cultural thing. And then there are people like me. I've never had children, but I am a nurturing woman who tends to kind of nurture in a way where I can do it out in the world. So it's not that, and it's not to say that men can't nurture. They do. Oh my gosh, men
Hmm.
nurture all the time. They just do it in their own ways. And they tend to be able to be more compartmentalized in their business because they're like, if I don't make money, my family's going to starve. And so there is this, it's this culture thing. So nobody's bad
Yeah.
and wrong. And,
Yeah.
we just need to really be understanding that if we're not taking care of everyone, we're not failing.
Hmm.
And we need to get out of that mindset because that's a
Yeah.
guilt mindset.
Yes. Totally
And
guilt.
mother's guilt is real.
Yes. Yes. It really is. And I think it's the biggest, I think it's what gets in the way of women being good at business as well. If they're carrying guilt around, so many women say, I don't know where to put my attention, to my job or to my children. And I'm not going to say that that's not hard. But if you're bringing your attention, uh, if you're looking at everything through the eyes of guilt and how you're not serving others, it's just a no-win situation there.
Yeah, talk to me more about because the midlifers are,
Hmm.
people like us, we're, the kids are going to college, they're starting their own life if they're out of college or not, whatever, doing their thing,
Hmm. Hmm.
having children. So now people my age are having grandchildren. And so
Hmm.
now it's speak to me about this mother's guilt. They also have this inner burning desire to want something more in their life. There's a calling that's moving them forward, but this
Yes.
mother's guilt is still
Yes,
running the
yes.
show.
And I want to say you just want to be aware at this time in your life because I think this time in your life is a grand shift, which can be very, very beautiful. But if you're not careful about understanding what roles you're playing as you move into this space and you're really looking at what do I really want to do, you often will have more freedom, you'll have more time. You're not picking up kids after school all the time. They're off doing their own things. But if you're not careful, you may still find yourself finding ways to mother or finding you may just and I'm a grandmother. I've got three amazing grandkids, and I see a lot of women just that's what's important to them and that's where they want to put their time, and there's no judgment on that. But I think sometimes we don't know what else to do, so we just keep doing that. And we miss out on this piece where we can still be great grandmothers and grandfathers, but we also, this can be our time to really move forward in that those desires and having the time and the freedom to start playing with that more and really figuring out what you want that to be. And if you keep staying in the mother complex mode, you're not going to get there. And that's kind of hard news to hear, but I think it's also really inspiring because you were amazing and you don't have to discount that piece, but really claiming this piece of not forgetting who's in charge of you, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like imagining yourself reclaiming your seat at your table of your business,
Hmm.
right? And leading with empathy, but not getting enmeshed in
Hmm.
the like kind of the you'll know when to care
Hmm.
and when to stop over caring when it's not your position to be caring,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
love people deeply without losing yourself in the process. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing is when we lose ourselves in their needs instead
Hmm.
of they're all grown up, right? You're dealing
Yeah.
with clients that are adults and you don't need to be mothering them because
Yes.
mothering them is not helpful, especially like in our case, we are moving people through a transformational process. So
Yeah.
we are on the sidelines and we are coaches. We're not going to jump into the muddy waters with somebody, but
Yeah.
we are going to give them all the tools that they need. And we are going to have that empathetic,
Hmm.
nurturing heart that a person needs. We're going to give them that experience of being really seen and really feel that sense of security and safety so that they can reach those goals.
Yeah. Yeah. And get the full benefit of that because the full benefit of that is that you have the time for the things that matter to you. and you have the ability to say no when you need to,
Yeah.
and say
Yeah.
yes when you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people they kind of forget, right? They kind of get caught up in confusing emotional labor with
Mhm.
love. They
Oh,
think
tell me more.
if I'm really emotionally invested in this, then I must love this thing, right?
Oh, oh,
So a
wow.
lot of
Yeah.
times we we get so emotionally involved in our clients because, you know, if you're thinking in the mother complex, it's
Hmm.
if I emotionally am involved, then that means I care.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's where
Yeah.
we fall asleep. We fall
Hmm.
asleep with that maternal instinct. And
Hmm.
it's like you can actually care deeply and have high empathy and know that there is no love exchange that needs to happen. It's like in our case, it's a transformational exchange, right? Like we're
Yeah.
there to help a person transform, but we're not there to get love. Like
Yeah.
I'm not there for my clients to get love. I
Yeah.
love myself. I'm like whole and complete. I'm here to
Yeah.
share the good news, right? Or
Yes.
give the good
Yes.
product or
Yes.
share whatever it is that I'm here to do.
Hmm.
So it's the confusion for people when they have this mother complex is that they're gaining love by what they're doing because that's how they
Yes.
gain value and worth.
Yes. Yes. And to navigate not doing that can feel really, oh well, it can just feel really foreign to you because it's something you've been relying on for so long. To not do it kind of feels like that's wrong, or what else do I do instead? And uh, this is where we step in and are able to give the guidance and the information that it's not that, it's something different.
Right. And you're
Yeah.
speaking to the women
Hmm.
who think that being strong makes everyone safe. So if you're the one
Oh.
that's holding it all together,
Hmm.
then everyone is safe. So we're kind of micromanaging,
Mm.
being the strong one
Yeah.
and equating it to then everybody's safe. It's kind of like that
Yeah.
mama bear. Like when
Yeah.
all the kids are home and
Hmm.
they're all in nestled in, it's like, oh, there's safety and love in the world again, right? It's like
Yes.
this
Yes.
very
Yeah.
it's like it's everyone's safe.
Hmm.
Everyone's safe.
Hmm. And that thought and that feeling of mama bear energy, I think it has its place. I mean, it has its place when our children are young. They do need a mama bear. They do need somebody looking out for them. But I think that sometimes we carry that over into our children's adulthood, and we carry it over into other people, maybe not even our children. And I know for a fact that what you're missing out on is their reliance on themselves. And it's so amazing when you stop doing that and you're clear and you know where you're going. Everybody else resolves their conflict, or they don't. But that's not for you to own. You are now giving them the freedom to be themselves and to figure it out themselves. And this is what the mother complex doesn't always show you. It's a beautiful thing when you start to see that, but there's a resistance to want to let go of that piece. But when you do, you have a sense of freedom and you see all those people just doing fine and maybe coming back to you and saying, I feel so bad, so much better. And that's because you let them go. You let
Yeah.
them go because you didn't need them anymore and they didn't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm going to just say it. It's the trickery that happens for women when they are putting all their value and worth in external nurturing.
Hmm.
Then what is left? You better focus on your business or
Yeah.
you better focus on what's next. And
Hmm.
you can't fill it in with these masks of I'm here for them and this is my purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have this little niggling inside of you of there's something more that you want. And if that
Mm-hmm.
just pissed you off, good,
Mm-hmm.
because it is the thing that is rising up for people is they want to be the best grandma that they can be, but
Mm-hmm.
they also are in conflict because they also want something more for themselves because they're done bringing up children, right? they
Yeah.
they
Yep.
don't want to, so they kind of want to have both, but they are in this kind of crossroads. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is going to be very confronting to them to have to look at, if I'm going to go and make a commitment and go and create something in my life outside of the domestic duties,
Mm-hmm.
I need to have commitment for that and not be bogged down with my guilt complex
Mm-hmm.
when everybody else is pinging on my phone or, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. And
Yeah.
so that's a hard walk to go through, and you
Mm-hmm.
do not need to do this alone. You
Yeah.
can have guides to help you through this process because it will be better for everyone.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And when it's better for everyone, it's better for you. You feel you now it's no longer about you. It's about everyone, and everyone is having what they need. Yeah. So, but it is
Yes,
confronting to step
it
into this. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. But this
Yeah.
is the thing is when you remember it's not your job to hold everyone else's emotions and their problems, you
Mm-hmm.
get your energy back. You get
Mm-hmm.
your creativity back and you get your clarity back. And really this is exactly what we teach inside the signal code
Mm-hmm.
is we get to identify these patterns that tend to kind of hijack us off path, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're able to transmute them into a really clean and clear way of caring and loving, and it's really grounded leadership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would love to see you in the signal code. And thanks for listening to us today.
Yes.
All
All
righty.
right, see you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.